Welcome. Today, we're firing up our engines for a grammar race all about comparative and superlative adjectives. Get ready, because by the end of this, you're going to be comparing things like an absolute pro.
All right, let's jump right in with a classic head-to-head, a Ferrari versus a Fiat. I mean, we all know which one is faster, right? But the real question is, how do we say that correctly in English? Well, to say one is daha hızlı, you're going to need to know all about comparatives.
And we're off. Welcome to Lap 1, the head-to-head race. This is where we're going to focus on how to compare just two things, one against the other. Simple as that. So here's the key thing to remember. Comparatives are always about comparing two things. That's it. Is this car faster than that car? Is my phone more expensive than your phone? That is the job of a comparative.
Okay, let's look at the rules, which are actually super simple. For short little words, think fast or tall. You just stick an on the end. But for the longer words, like expensive or beautiful, you just pop the word more right in front. See? Not so tough.
Let me show you a real-life example. Tall is a short word, right? So it just becomes taller. My brother is taller than me. We're just comparing two people, him and me.
And now for a long one. Difficult is a much longer word. Saying difficulter would just sound weird, so we put more in front of it. English is more difficult than Turkish. Again, just a simple comparison between two things.
Okay, time for lap 2. We're moving on from the one-on-one races. Now we're talking about finding the single champion out of a big group. Welcome to the winner's podium. Let's talk about superlatives.
So, superlatives are for the big winner. We're not just saying faster anymore. We're saying the fastest. Not just more expensive, but the most expensive. We're talking about number one, the top of the list, the absolute best or worst out of a group of three or more.
And here is a golden rule you absolutely have to remember. When you crown a champion, you need to put a spotlight on them, right? Well, in grammar, that spotlight is the word the. It points to that one single undisputed champion. That's why you almost always need it for superlatives.
And guess what? The rules here are kind of similar to what we just learned. Short words get that spotlight, the, plus an S trophy at the end. The long words get the spotlight, the, plus the grand prize phrase, the most, right out front.
Let's see it in action. Think about Mount Everest. We're comparing it to all the other mountains in the entire world. High is a short word, so it gets to stand on the podium as the highest.
And for a long word like beautiful, we give it that grand prize treatment, the most. She's not just more beautiful than one other person, no. She's the most beautiful girl in the entire class, the undisputed champion of beautiful.
Okay, now for the really fun part. You know how every race has a few rebels? The drivers who just don't play by the rules? Well, grammar has those too. Let's talk about the wild cards, irregular adjectives.
So the main thing with these words is you can't just add er or more. They completely change their form. There's no secret trick here, you just have to memorize them. But hey, don't worry, there are only a few really common ones you need to know.
And the most famous rebel of all is good. We never ever say gooder. That's a classic mistake. When you compare two things, one is better than the other. And when you're talking about the champion of good, that's the best.
And on the flip side, we have its rival, bad. This one's also a total rule breaker. It's not badder. To compare two bad things, you'd say one is worse. And the absolute champion of all things bad, that is the worst.
And you'd totally use this in real life. Imagine seeing a truly terrible movie. You're not just comparing it to one other film, you're comparing it to all the movies you've ever seen. You have to declare it the worst movie ever. You've officially crowned the ultimate loser.
All right, race fans, you have learned the rules. You know the regular drivers, and you know the rebels. It is time for the final lap, the Master Challenge. Let's see what you've got.
Okay, first challenge up. How would you translate this sentence? Remember, you're comparing two cars, and the key word is old. I'll give you a second to think about it.
Did you get it? The answer is, my car is older than your car. Yes! Old is a short adjective, so we just add er than. You nailed it.
Let's try one more. This time we've got a longer adjective. How do you say this in English? You're comparing math and history using the word difficult.
And the answer is, math is more difficult than history.
Exactly right. Difficult is a long word, so it needs more to help it out. You are really getting the hang of this.
And now for the championship round. This is the final mini quiz to see if you've really won this grammar race. Just fill in the blanks. Think carefully. Are you comparing two things, or are you crowning a champion?
So, how did you do on that final lap? Okay, quick recap before you go. Remember, for just two things, you use or more. For a whole group, you need the-est or the most. And always watch out for those rebels, like good, which becomes better and the best. All right, the answers to that last quiz were 1. Faster than, 2. The most crowded, and 3. The best. How'd you do? Drop your answers in the comments below and let's see who the new champions of comparison are.